Well, when you ask about sort of Zionism in the UN, there are multiple stories here, because the first story is actually a positive story. The first story is the United Nations, founded in 1945 on the ashes of the Holocaust, in the aftermath of the Second World War, that then created a special group called the United Nations Special Committee on Palestine, UNSCOP, with, if I recall, 11 member states, to examine what to do about the British mandate in Palestine. And they recommended the creation of two states. One, Jewish, key word. They used the word Jewish, the other Arab. That recommendation in turn was referred to the UN General Assembly, which in November 1947, by a vote of 33 nations in favor, 13 opposed, and 10 abstentions, endorsed the recommendation for two states, meaning that the United Nations in 1947 gave its imprimatur to the essence of Zionism, because they endorsed overwhelmingly the creation of a Jewish state. Not another state which would be given whatever identity or name it wanted, but a Jewish state. So that's the UN of then. Then you fast forward to 1975. The UN's membership had changed dramatically. It had expanded largely into the third world through decolonization. And that same UN body then voted to suggest that Zionism was a form of racism and racial discrimination, in a sense, delegitimizing Zionism. And now you fast forward to today, where you'll find at the UN that the notion of Zionism as racism has been undone. It was repealed, one of the rare instances when a UN General Assembly resolution was repealed. And I'm proud to say that AJC was one of the leaders in a 16-year-long effort to repeal that resolution. So the real question today for many is not, is Zionism valid? It's what role the UN should play in trying to advance a peace process. And from our perspective, too often, intentionally or not, it's a very negative role, And the numbers at the UN are stacked against Israel and its friends. It's simply a numerical majority at the UN that will pretty much do the bidding of the Palestinians.